Okay, so apparently I have to go here because Linux does not have my cell phone's making which sound. Well, so apparently Linux doesn't have the Windows for OBS, so let's. So I was saying I will have to make the intro again. Today I'm gonna make a file reading system, or at least start, because every time I say I'm gonna make something, it takes 3 times more than what I thought. So also I changed keyboards to the character CC2 so I still have the Glove, but I'm trying to learn the CC2 so I can see if it's worth to actually change to it or to keep with the CC2. I guess I can work, please. Yeah, now it works. Well, I'm accompanying from my cell phone, so I don't need to see the stats. Yeah, that was trying to make it work here. Now, well, so I have to implement this function and this logic here from LLVM into C++. I don't want to apply them directly from function interface, so I don't want to create C++ functions for all of them. I want to call the C++ functions directly from LLVM instead of creating a new function that wraps both of these functionalities, because I need it to be as fast as possible. So it's gonna be complicated, but let's get the hands into it. Well, first I need to handle the tokenizer. Okay. To add the data type file. Much hard to know these mappings for the keyboard. Okay, great. So just adding the basically the metadata for the tokenizer, so it can map this when it sends to the garbage collector, because it's usually better to store integers rather than full strings. It's faster, it's more compressed as well. So now I need to handle the data expression, so it decides to create a new type that's gonna be quite LLVM managed. It's gonna have methods that sucks. That's actually very bad. So let's see what I can do. I'm drinking coffee, by the way. That's why I'm stuck. So this is where it calls for create functions, and this is where I went to decide to not call the ret here, but at the same time I need to code gen the arguments before sending them, and I didn't finish the semantic analysis fixes for the code gen here, But well, anyway, let's focus on the files today. I can finish the rest later. So if it is a LVM managed file, I don't want to create it like a standard data. I want to create like a new one. And oops. Well, when it caches down here, it just gets the value. So it's all about unpacking it later. Don't need to care about all of VM data types for casting. So I need to create a dictionary for this kind of file. I wish I could just use the include file because it's not very important, but since that I will have to create, oops, I will have to create just a new file just for that. Oh, damn it. What happened there? But maybe I didn't need to create a file. I having 25, 27 words per minute with this keyboard, so yeah, that was quite painful. But maybe I can just add a prefix here, dt, like dt file, just like the rest of NSK for other functionalities. And then make a file descriptor. So if it contains the sort of struct type, then we can directly create the data file. And we also need to specify a function for the data creation. I wish I could make kind of a dictionary for that, a function dictionary. Maybe that's what I'm going to do, because then people could create these kind of data types directly from their libraries as well. Okay. So now I need a file that's going to contain a char buffer, character buffer, probably of the same size, but this reads 1,000 characters straight. That's not what I want. I want to read line by line, so I will have to adapt this to read until the line break. I'll have to make a function for that. The file, well, the file reads or file read line, I don't know. I could use this one, but it uses very different syntax, and basically I think this one just implements this underlying it. So yeah, so I need the char buffer and a line buffer, and when something gets read, I want to return a copy of the line so it can get garbage collected later. So there's plenty of work to do. I usually I wish I could know the size of the file as I opened it, so I could decide the size of the buffer as well. I think down here I asked it to explain the what does bytes mean. this. This is how I can call just the afraid and let me open first. First, so let's design the class that I want. Let's think about it. It needs to store the line, the char buffer, line counter. I'm not sure about the name, if I should give one. I should give it the file name so it can return later. Not really sure about that. This name right here doesn't really matter, but just gonna stick to my convention up there. Hey, I'm back. So this gives the one moment. Yeah, now I'm back. So this gives the struct that we need. And now next phase, I need to associate this to the data types and malloc this thing. So what would be the size here? 32 plus 1024 times 8 plus 8. I'm gonna check this. Okay, oops. Yeah, the analogs are sometimes if you don't press them perfectly, you just slip a bit and it presses the wrong key. Oh, oh yeah, it's 32 bits, not bytes. Yeah, it's been so long. I didn't call that. My brain just got melted. Okay. My turbo sleep schedules are so something that contributes to this kind of bad memory. Wow. And the weight, 8 plus 8 should be this. But why do I want do you want a alignment? Okay, so it makes an alignment here because the pointer must be 8 bytes aligned. Strange. Would be better to leave this one the array at the less, so it would probably not have this problem. So it's better to LLVM will calculate the offsets correctly. So I don't see a problem of allocating just a bit more of bytes. So yeah. And one thing that I will need is to declare these structs in C++ actually and implement the delete function later so it can get garbage collected. Okay. So let's try to make it with 40. Oh, damn it. Wrong key. Okay. So I'm creating the function maps. So now I can map the data type to the create function. It should return the value that contains the data type created, and its arguments are gonna be the data type name, the scope struct. The scope struct will actually be the first value from this vector, but it has easier access if I pass it explicitly, and then, well, the vector containing the arguments from the arguments code gene function that is already implemented. Oops. Now I need to actually create the function and add it to this map struct create function. Got a message. I'm bound to go cut my hair, and I am unfortunately getting this fresh. I don't know why is this happening. Oh, the function doesn't actually exist. That's the problem. So, hmm, maybe I don't need to code gen. No, I do. Just need to add the headers. The problem is that this dictionary is empty. The dictionary that gets the data types, for example. Yep. So this doesn't is not set. Oops. But yeah, not going to make this in time. If I just ignore this function, well, I can just comment this section because I'm going to do the error checking for these expected data types separately. But well, I need to get the expected data type here. But I'm going to do this separately so I can separate the codegen part from the semantics error checking part. And yeah, that's what I have time to do now. I'll go back later. I'll come back later and try to finish